right. Hello, hello, Mr. Engineer. Hope you're not taking a break today. Got guys over here working in my house for the parts that when the house settles, get those cracks. So, oops, there we go. In there now. So yeah, they're taking it easy as usual. But the carpenter, my uncle, he's got a sick brother out there, and supposed to be dying. So out there taking care of him. So we got a new guy here.
Testing.
Testing.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
And we got 4, 5, 6. So of course they got dust all over the house because they take that big grind on that wall. You know what I mean? It depends on where the stuff goes. The crack, stress crack, settling. So, yeah, that dude's definitely milking this shit. You know. But I don't know if the other dude, does he know? I wonder if he knows. I didn't ask the question yet. But is he aware that the man has to be graded? Slept in a new bed here. Sleeping good. I mean, I've been getting up at 4:30, 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
If I go to bed at 7 our time here, I'm up at 3:30, 4:30. It's like amazing, man. But my back feels more like shit than it did before. Probably because I'm in a mushy state. But it's my balance has always been kept up on that. Now this other thing, I'm trying to keep away from the surgery, but at 62 years old, I can't see myself not doing it and being able to, really. It's starting to suck with so, but I have to have that marrow and nerve thinner thing done first. The thing for me is I need to, hey, I say, hey doc, man, I know you got this stuff on me. Schedule me for 6 months. Well, I ain't going home in the winter, but schedule me for next June or whatever. I don't know how far out they schedule. But that's more of a one and done, But the other one involves a year of therapy and shit. Which I'm not too thrilled about that. But I don't want to miss no more time. I missed a lot of time. You eat your sausages?
Nope. Just catching my breath. I just got a shower and put some wash in the washing machine.
Oh man, all before my show, huh? Oh wow.
Yep. And it was, let me see, I think 40, it got down to 41 overnight last night.
Yeah,
it's all the way up to 52 degrees now.
It's warmer than in Wisconsin. They got 46.
Feels good though. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel good in my ass. Make my freaking nipples.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something. I had this weird dream.
You didn't have a dream
So,
about Saint Bernards, did you?
no. My first boy's mother had one name. Her name was Mindy, and the stepfather, which he's around my age, he was a bum, and her dad looked like Sonny Bone. So it's me and him, the stepdad, the father-in-law, the other, and another dude. We're sitting there talking up at the dinner table about after bar closed, and they go and give that dog Saint Bernard. They give a peanut butter sandwich.
Huh.
He's just, oh my god, it was like torture. Fucking- he smacked his lip for about, or her, a female. He was even smacking her lips for like a half hour. You know how much everything's amplified or funnier when you're not with your eye. But the stepdad, he worked at Coca-Cola distributor in Milwaukee, and he had this back case for disability, and he had to wait. Like 2 years into it, he's still waiting, and then all of a sudden it ends. What they'd done, and you don't know when it happened, but he was planting a tree. It showed him, photographed and videotaped planting a tree. And just, he goes, I don't know how they saw me. I could have been over the next block up or over and had a high powered lens or something. I think my engineer's slacking today. I think he's working my show on the side. But the bed thing feels good here. Um, a lot of dresser galore. We got storage like you wouldn't believe. For a guy, and so and there's room in this. But the end of the bed, man, it's got to be shit 5 feet extra. If I put a dresser, you still would have a lot of room. That's how much room I got. So this is if I ever decide to sell this is a good selling point. Got a they call it an ensuite now. It's a freaking toilet, man. But I gotta see what we'll do to remove the paint on that gritty flooring in the CRs. I might have to use turpentine. I don't know, but because of that gritty surface, it's hard to keep it clean. And the guy we had here before, who was always filthy, so he never cleaned it. Such a bummer, man. 'Cause when I first had the stuff installed, I'm like, oh yeah, this looks so freaking nice. So clean, so new. Yeah, not anymore. I see these videos that Maria's been posting there when her kids were young. I think she did that with the thought in mind that, when they got older, they would have something to look back on, or she would. Simon's been racing the birds lately. I think he's done pretty well lately. But, I guess some other guy gives him a lot of shit for that, though. I don't know. I think it's all good fun. But it's only what, 11 a.m. there, 11:30 in the UK. Something like that. So when's your mother's birthday? Eagle. Madre's birthday. When is? Man. Oh, he's gone. He'll be back. These live stream things are getting to be a bummer, man. When I finally get settled in this house with the desk, it's an office desk. It's narrow, and then at the beginning, and then it gets wide, but they finally kept nuts. So once I have my what do you call it?
Okay, try this again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you were asking me about birthday. Hers is October 5th. Yours is October 3rd, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You know what you need to do that day, man? You need to broadcast from the nursing home there. Because I have never witnessed anyone turning 100.
Yeah.
100. Do you realize all the inventions and all the history in the last 100 years that she has been alive for?
Yeah, like I take an iPad and I show her all the pictures, and she said, "Where'd you get those pictures from?" I said, "They're inside the iPad." See, she can't understand, the digital aspect of. And when we're talking, we do a FaceTime where my daughter was in Hawaii, my son was in Florida, and other kid was at college, and we're all talking to her on the same screen. She was amazed, that could be done. So
It is. It
well,
is amazing.
well, even for us, Tony, I mean, you and I were in the military. If we were on the other side of the world, just think if we could have FaceTime, with our loved ones, from the other side of the world. Things would have been a lot different.
Well, you would have been smarter on knowing how to ditch and move. You lost your signal or something. Yeah, that would have got me in a lot of hot water there, or having that access on my phone.
Yeah, can you imagine being deployed somewhere and your wife was like, "Why weren't you answering my FaceTime?" Every day,
Yeah.
What were you doing out with your buddies,
I mean, the biggest thing for me was, my oldest sister got cassette players. I think it was about when did American Pie come out? The Damatone song.
That was like 70, 71.
72, maybe.
Maybe.
We got a cassette player, separate. And I got all those cassettes. They had Motown, they had all kinds of. So that was my first, and I remember this particular song so vividly, and I thought it was so cool. That's before I knew that what singer-songwriters meant. When I heard Carly Simon use "So Vain," I freaking loved it. I still love it.
Yeah. Well, remember when Stevie Wonder did "Superstition"? I mean, the sound of synthesized music was something new.
You talk about a guy that sounded hip and cool, even to the white guy.
Yeah.
Like, man, this guy can do everything.
Right.
Oh, it was but the thing was with radio, I hate to say it, like we just fell off the freaking turnip truck. But with radio before, without now you can listen to whatever you want. But back then, they usually played the same song 12 hours, 12 or
Plus,
13 hours.
plus when we were little, it was always just AM. There was no FM stereo, so we were listening to
Oh,
AM monotone. You know,
FM come out, I think, in 1973.
something like
And
that.
yeah, we had in Milwaukee, we had WOKY, WRIT. You know, they played a Monster Mash. They'd have before it became popular, a 2 for Tuesday or 3 for Thursday. You know,
Right.
we had a guy named Bob Berry, and his station was on Fond du Lac and Sherman, which ended up being not a great neighborhood.
Yeah,
And he got
but
mugged.
that's like when the 8 tracks came out. That was the first time you could play like the music you wanted to, you know, and you could play
Well,
over and
well,
over, right?
you had to click around it because my dad bought this. It was called a credenza, and he had a record player and he had the 8-track thing.
Right.
He used to get pissed when you'd click around, you know.
And it was a
Because
big old thing too. It looked like a dresser, right?
Yeah, and it had like like a orange blur or some shit like that.
Yeah, built-in speakers. Yeah,
So he used to get pissed because you could click the 4 tracks, but to get to the song you want, you had to do a lot of that thing made noise, you know.
right.
So my dad, they were getting rid of some shit. So the house that Rose and I that she lived in when she first came to America, we had I had gotten it, and he had this treasure trove of 8 tracks with all these big names. Columbia House used to if you're a member you could order from them.
Greatest hits album and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, well, it came out. There was a record out, and it wasn't that bad. It was called K-Tel, and they had hits by a bunch of different.
Right.
There were 10 or 20 songs a side.
Right.
And talk about variety, man. That's your own. That was probably the most variety I had until it became readily available.
Yeah.
But your mom's space flight, television,
just air travel in general.
movies, not talkies. The transition from talkies.
She didn't fly till she was our age, Tony. She was 62 the first time she got on a plane, and that was only because my son was born in Florida and she had to see him, so she forced herself. She was scared to death of flying.
Well, look at the train thing, man. I thought about going to California like that a couple of times because the trains don't stop very well, but you have to switch.
That might have been the first time she was out of Pennsylvania too. I mean, other than going to Ohio, you know. So,
The only bummer I used to think about living in the valley. I don't know about how hilly it is around you, but in recent history, they've gotten a little more snow than they used to. But when I lived there, I would go. Wintertime was no colder than like 30 degrees. You know, it was freaking like a heat wave for me because the wind. You're in a valley, so those hills block the wind. You know.
Yeah.
And cold air. You know, it was. Even when I got back to Wisconsin, I thought, what the fuck did I do? You know, I wanted to go back right away, but I was a homesick guy. Even though my dad was an asshole, I was still. And I could have stayed if I wanted to. But if I would have, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, my dad built his house when he got back from World War II on one of the highest points in the county. So we're never going to flood.
We part of when they ended the highway system to come into Ericksville, it with the shocked engine 8 and all these. I used to think when my mind was idle, maybe when my cousins were out, they were out somewhere or whatever, doing whatever. And I thought to myself, man, this place makes me feel poor, you know. And the only thing that, well, my cousin Mike had, he's a welder, he had union jobs. He couldn't understand that there was non-union places, you know. I thought to myself, man, I could have worked at I think Alcoa owns them now. It was called Barnett back then. And, that was probably the biggest employer there was. You know.
Did any of those places last, Tony, through, like I know here in 80 and 81, the steel mills closed down or moved south. Did any
Uh,
of the good places like Alice Chalmers or stuff like that, the lock, you said there was a master lock or something place, did they stay in business through the 80s?
they went out of business. Well, they didn't go out of business, but they ceased their Milwaukee operations. They started in 1922,
Yeah.
and they moved that part. It's only a portion. Then they went to North Carolina. The thing about those guys was they were on that gravy train of Chinese, you know, or Mexican. Then they
Yeah.
built in China, and if you ever seen the, you want to watch, you want to see what Nogales, Arizona, or Mexico look like. You take a video, man. It's the shittiest looking. It's a slum.
Well,
You
Tony,
gotta,
I think I told you when I was like 19, I quit college after 3 semesters because I got a job in the steel mill. And I thought it was
yeah.
a lifetime job, you know. And in fact, all the old timers, when there's about 10 or 12 of us young guys got hired, they're like, oh man, you guys are lucky. You got a lifetime job, you know. And a year and a half later, they were closed down because they moved all their operations to Houston, Texas, where they paid their employees half the money, you know.
You
So
know, you
because
know,
we were in with the steelworkers union here, you know. So
hey, and this is where this sucks. When I was in the master lock, my union dues went by the job that I had because they had different pay rates. You know?
right,
So when I worked at this place called Prime Manufacturing, they made stuff for the locomotive industry. So when I got to that place, that was my first job when I was turned 18 that day. You know, I dropped from school and got up there, and I think I was making 4.75 an hour, and that was 1980, 79, 79,
how much? Four something.
4.75. You know.
In 81, I think I
So
was making 10 or 12 bucks an hour in 81.
now this is
That's why I quit college. I'm like,
I was the rest of
if
my
I
story.
graduate with an engineering degree, I'm just going to make this amount of money anyways, you know?
Oh yeah,
So,
here's my point. This is before I got into master lock. I ain't paid 4.75. I got 4.75 an hour. I had to pay, I think it was $75 to join the union and $50 a month. And I
really,
made 4.75 an hour. Yeah,
ours was, I think it was 1 or 2 hours of your salary per pay period.
yeah. Well, that's what it was in the factory. It ended up being, bus company was 2 hours a month. So,
Right,
but
right.
back then, we were lumped in with the skill. I went to one union meeting for that place, and that was it, man. What the fuck is this? But I know what you're talking about. The feeling when you worked in a steel mill. When I was in, I don't even know if they offer that class anymore. For what do they call that term? What do they call that in school?
Low tech.
Uh, not metallurgy, because that's like
That's
measurement
like,
and
right. Oh, machinist.
I worked when I worked at Master like this one. I knew a couple of the guys, and see that guy working in there tried to kill himself 2 times. He missed,
Huh.
and he got himself lucky the third time. He just whatever, couldn't deal with it. And I knew more about metal than the other guy did. You know, when you overheat shit, it warps. You know, when you go to
Right.
cool it down, if you cool it down too fast, you fuck it up. You know, you might as well just. There's a lot of work going into that. You know, doing that the
I
right
mean,
way.
I was getting a good wage, and that was just as a laborer. You know, that was just like sweeping floors and
Yeah.
cleaning stuff. But the guys that made the real money were like the machinists and electricians that fixed the equipment. You know, that
Yeah.
manufacturing used every day because it always break down. You know, so the
Different
machinists
that
and electricians they didn't work a whole lot, but when they did, man, they made
they had what was the machine when it first became popular in the late 70s. I figured not a machinist, but was the programmable lathe.
yeah, yeah.
Those two, they paid $6 an hour.
Well, we had
uh,
guys. I worked at a place that put the threads on the end of steel mill pipe or oil field pipes, you know, in all different sizes. It could go from like an 1.75 inch pipe up to 18-inch pipe, right? So these big lathes that put the pipe in and chuck it in, and then they had these specialized tips made of, I don't know, titanium or whatever, you know, and they had to be set perfect, you know, to make the threads either male or female end of the pipe, you know. So
uh,
these guys that operated the lathes, they got good money, right? Plus, they had a quota every day, right? Of course, the bigger the pipe, the lower your quota, right? Because it takes longer and you're bigger to maneuver. But I saw this one guy when I started working there. This guy would, after lunchtime, he'd be done and he'd be cleaning up his machine, you know, and setting his bits for the next day. And I asked guys, I'm like, how come he's done working? You know, it's just after lunchtime. They said, oh, he's already done his quota plus like 20% more, right? This guy
peaceful.
knew, yeah, piecework. This guy knew the exact amount because if he made too much piecework in a day, they eat him up in taxes, right? From all the overtime
Oh,
or over. So he had the exact science down. Say his quota was like 80 pieces a day.
yeah.
104 and he quit for the day. And I couldn't, you know, my mind at 8 and 19 years old, I couldn't
Well,
understand why he's not working. And the guy said, he said, look, he's got it figured to a science because if he makes one or two more pieces than that a day,
up the
he goes
average.
into a whole different tax bracket, right? And
Well, the up
they
the
started
average.
taking a whole bunch out of him. So this guy had, to me, I thought, man, he's got the job because he busts his butt all morning, you know. And
They know
after
that.
lunchtime, he's done.
When I was tanking the buses where you clean them, you hook up a big vac to them and you blow the
Right.
shit in the air. You fuel them and all kinds of stuff. And and you were only supposed to do I don't know, fucking forget 4 or 5 an hour. I'd be done with my shit at lunchtime. The thing of it is, I didn't realize that they're going to up the average if you keep doing that. And everybody
Right.
else is because I would get done early and these guys were younger than I was, like 12 years old, and I ran stores around there.
And someone's got
So
to
what?
give you a talking to saying, look, you need to slow down here because you're making
Well,
everybody look bad, you know?
I had to tell myself because those guys. But what happened? What happens with one of the bosses I had? I used to work with a couple of them. One said, "Fool me once, shame on me." I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? But anyway, one, and this was illegal to do, but I'd say, because when I first started there, we had Joby, a guy named Joby Griffin, and my dad used to go fishing together. I didn't know this. His wife knew me since I was a baby, sweet lady too. And he said, and one day I did 105% for a couple of days. He said, plan on doing it every day. I said, I don't know if I can. He said, you do 100, then you stop. You're close enough to midnight when you get out, whatever, 1 a.m. midnight, don't do anymore because that it is the department stats and shit will come out fucked up. Then they'll put pressure on him to get people to up it. Not everybody
Right.
works the same.
Right.
So I worked with I had a supervisor with a couple of his kids as his friend, workers, and I said, Mike, Mike was Mike O'Connor. The other guy was Dave. I forget his last name, but I said, Mike, can I bank? Can I bank? Banking mean you don't report it till the next day. I said, can I bank? I'm on a machine with a 5 shekel sizer, and you have to hand feed them. And what it is you get near the tip of that because it's rounded, it'll shoot that thing out and hit you in the fingers, and that shit hurts. So every day I do 100%. I'd be done by 8 o'clock. But we had these couple of black dudes that they had like 7 months on the job. I had to do 7 years before I got off of that shit that they're doing because they go, we call this the black corner. I'm thinking, motherfucker, I've been here 15 fucking years. At the time, I've been here 10 years. You come through the door and you want to do what I do at 3 months. You can't argue that. Well, we're gonna have a meeting, and we had several bosses that were like out of college, that kind of shit. So they didn't really know. They should have never allowed that to happen in the first place. Meeting. There is no meeting. You get the job you're given. The number 2 suck ass guy says to me, he goes, "What did Mike? How'd Mike run things down there?" I go, "You put the best people on a certain jobs that would guarantee him 100%." So that's what he did, and so he started doing it too because they were all vying for superintendent, shift.
Right. Trying to climb the ladder.
Yeah, my friend Joe's dad, he was our super. He had one good eye. Well, he had a glass eye. Good man though. He turned 90 last June. He'll be 91. I don't know whether he made the 90 or not, but Joe, that's the guy that walked out of the Friday after about 3:30. We get them checks, started at 3 on second shift, and I'm looking. I turn around, I'm looking at the office because I like to look it over, Then all of a sudden I see these checks fly. He tripped over his glass eye. He didn't see it with the good eye, but he tripped over this. These hoppers got legs, so you can put it close to the bowl, feed the bowl, and so the legs got to stick out. And he goes, "Yeah, move that shit," You're the only guy that ever fucking fell.
That's another thing I think young people will never experience is getting a physical paper paycheck on a Friday and then having to go to a bank, cashing it.
Shit. Hey,
before your weekend got started, right?
Well, Friday nights back then were like 100 people in line on Friday night.
Right.
Get in the bank, But cash that's wild time, Friday night.
And then Monday you'd be broke again.
Yeah, pretty much. $4.75 an hour. I don't know what I was making. I think I was making $180 a week, 150. I forget.
Yeah, my sister, my next older sister, couldn't believe. She said, "I can't believe you're making that much money at 19 years old." So
all you gotta do is look it up. What Uncle Sam takes.
Yeah.
And I told this one guy at work, his brother had died, because he was smoking. He didn't quit. And this guy Jay's, he's married to a Filipino. Jay's a big dude, I said, "Gee, you gotta take care of your health." He said, because he used to only work 40 hours. Then he called in sick sometimes to go to a state sale so he could buy shit. and then have, and then sell it. I see that he says, I don't know what the big deal is about working this and that. I said, Jay, more pension and more social security. How does that sound?
You know, now
had
that
about-
now that
we
you
had about-
mention it, I can never remember doing my taxes, like when I was 19, 20, 21, when I was making all that money. I guess I did because I look back and it's in my social security record, right? But I don't remember ever doing my annual taxes. Maybe I had my sister help me out or something. I can't remember.
One time I prepare that I first time going to him or second, he gives me this credit for heat or whatever, and the IRS sends me a letter. You're not entitled to that credit. Please pay. I think it was $180 or 1,000 or something. I didn't even question it. I wrote the fucking check and I mailed it. I'm like, I want no problem. Then I told the guy next year, I said, look, man, I don't get a credit for that shit. I live in a place where the rent is part of the heat is included with the rent. So you don't get that. We should do it. I gotta take a pee, man. I'm here at
All right.
Gary's
Hi,
Gary's
Gary.
in the
How you doing, Gary? Was it pretty cold down in your area, Gary? It was only like 42 overnight here, Pennsylvania. But it's going to be warming up.
Yeah, I had these sliding doors. There's two of the out of the four are retractable. So these guys they do whatever and they leave. You don't know when they're coming back. So these young guys come over. They had two of the panels have screens. They installed the screens, but as soon as you moved it, you'd be up the track. What the problem is, they need to shim it from underneath because there's two. It's either the uncle made a mistake in ordering, or they effed it up. But the floor was a bit low, where the tile ended. In between outdoor tile and the inside tile. So they I'm looking at it today. And I'm thinking, oh, I got it, man. It looks good. As soon as you move it, because it falls off. I said, you shouldn't have to move these things like walking on eggshells.
So how is your wife and son like living there now?
Oh, they like it. Thoroughly. My dog, my surviving dog, I think somebody freaking.
Oh, you brought it with you.
No. Well, I had two of them. Billy was the one that never
Right.
was by myself. Everywhere. The dude, he'd be sleeping, he'd wake up and follow me.
Yeah.
And he was jealous of the other dog. He used to nip at that because the other one was the runt of the litter, and he fucked with him something bad. Well, and then Bobby would growl back, and then Billy would keep doing it, and all of a sudden Bobby would start biting his ass. So he wasn't afraid, and he just got pissed. then I don't think he got, well, he had a problem with ticks here. This dog too. I mean, you get fucking 50 of them in one day, you know. And I think somebody, because it's the sister dog, the female dog, there was one female, she died, supposedly got hit by a car, which I don't believe. Who in the Philippines hits a dog and then keeps going, comes back and get the dog, you know. So then one of my workers here, he bought a puppy, 200 peso. All of a sudden that dog died, you know. I'm thinking this is too fucking. There's something to this. So now I got the other one. He's kind of like the one that had me by my side. But,
Hey, today's the 31st, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
do you get your pension on the first of the month?
I got everybody today.
Now,
From
see,
America.
I just checked, and it's Friday, right before the first of the month, and it's
I,
not in there. So
I
that's
I
weird.
got. Do you have yours digitally deposited?
Yeah. And like I said, today's the 31st, and tomorrow's Saturday, so it
Huh.
should be in today. But it's only 9 in the morning, maybe. But usually on the first, it's there, early in the morning. But oh well.
I was surprised. I was surprised. I looked today out of curiosity, and I thought, well, usually the small one I got from the factory is always right the day before, always there. I looked today. They had my Social Security. They had my pensions.
Yeah, you noticed.
Yeah.
I noticed my social is supposed to be on like the fourth Wednesday of the month, right? But it's
Hmm.
always in first thing Monday morning of that week. Even though it's
Oh,
supposed to be the fourth Wednesday. So
yeah,
I'm kind of surprised about that.
it's got something to do with maybe the start of your last name. Maybe there's some odd reason why they
I don't
picked
know. I'm not going to complain, but
do it. In the matter of fact, the
because your
company
birthday
one.
is the first 3 days in the month, so you probably get yours on the first, right?
Oh yeah, I do. Well, that's what it's been.
Well, that's mine.
I
Mine's on the last day of the month, so I get it on the fourth Wednesday. They say so.
yeah, we could fucking 6 of one, half better than the other.
Right.
But I was surprised to see it today.
So
But the
everything
kids
was
don't.
in for you today, huh?
Yeah, the kids come in the middle of the month. I think the
Now,
second week.
can you check yours online, right? And you have no problem now that you're in the Philippines. Don't
No,
they
I used
send
to write
don't they send you like a verification code when you sign in? Or no, your bank
for what?
for
Social
your
Security?
bank. No, your
Oh yeah,
bank to
yeah.
check it.
You got to sign up for online banking,
Right.
and usually all the banks have a page. And
And
what happens?
you have an app or whatever or a page and you sign in. But I mean, normally when you sign in, they still text you a verification code, and then you got to
No,
put that in to sign in. No,
no. Well, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you, man?
but what
But
phone do you use for that? Do you still have your dual SIM
yeah,
card in your phone? Is that how you receive the text?
I still got my American phone number.
Yeah,
So that's how I do it. But really, this is the cool part here.
that's my question. Do
Oh,
you have a separate phone or do you just have dual SIM cards?
I have dual SIM card, and
Okay, and
I'm only keeping it because I don't want to chuck my dental away of it. 48 bucks a month.
now,
So
so on that phone, you have a Philippine number too, right?
yeah, yep.
How often do you use your actual Philippine side of your phone?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
Hardly ever,
Yeah, I'll probably leave messages more than I will call.
huh?
If I do call, it'll be my wife. My wife looked at my phone today. I had like 900 some minutes or some shit.
Huh.
Because finally showed me the secret to what you want. What do you want to do with all that time you got? Use it for texting, calls, or whatever.
Right,
So
right.
I forget what I was going to say about that. Oh yeah,
You
when I
said
got
we
here.
were talking about banking and you getting your text
Okay,
or whatever.
when I got here, I go, well, man, I know I'm using my, what do you call it, but I should really, I don't really have to, they should know I'm here, just in case,
Right.
because my American phone is the only phone that's hooked up to to the private, Social Security thing.
Right.
So, what was that? I forget, man. What was I saying? Shit.
Just we were talking about how you access it, I guess.
Oh yeah, when I got here, I finally broke down. I called them. They gave me there's a number. They they you can get that from your local SSI thing. So I called them and I said, yeah, I'm living here now because I had told them enough. And I know these guys type down everything. So I said, yeah, I'm here now. So I gave my Philippine phone number. And the cool thing about all this shit, man, is that when you live here and Social Security knows it, all your mail, my shit came in 2 weeks instead of 3 months. My medications, they deliver the shit right to where you are. Of course, you got to pay them. You got to pay the postal. It's probably for for the delivery, but every even if they prioritize a regular, now that they know I'm here, I get all of my stuff delivered directly to me.
I was wondering how most guys do. Do they just have their money, their pensions, whatever, deposited in their U.S. bank, and then they withdraw from over there, right? Or use a debit card or whatever.
But I don't fuck with a bank. Fuck that. I don't need the headache because you're supposed to report the amount you got in on your tax, your 1099. So fuck that shit. Like I said many times, I spent $5 to get what I want, and I got it. You can have it. You can get it cheap if you wait 3 to 4 days, something like that. I get it immediately for $4.99.
Yeah,
I get it right away. So say a month after all this building shit's done, I'll have X amount of dollars for my
is
wife.
that now? You use what, a debit card to get that?
You can use, that's the only way to get it sooner because they can charge that card immediately.
Right.
So,
but I mean, is that what you pay $4.99 for when you use a debit card?
Yeah, if you want to get $1,000, it might be a little more, but who gives a shit? You're getting $1,000. If you're taking that kind of money, you're going to squawk about $5.
Yeah.
I just want to avoid the Philippine bank system here. It's just so fucking flawed, man. It's one of these things where you wait in line for an hour. If you don't have your business in order, you got to get out and go back and get the shit and spend another couple.
And then after that hour, you're denied because you're missing something.
Yeah. So, well, if you got online there and get yourself VPN, and you have it on American all the time. Don't ever try to get into your bank in America when your VPN is showing you in Vietnam.
Right.
Yeah. Because see, this is where Western Union left me in the fucking dark here. Because when I got here, on 2022, I think, and I said, well, I was sending my wife some money, and I was here. Well, we noticed you were used because they stopped it, they blocked it. Well, we noticed you were using your phone's being used from Philippines. I said, so what? Fuck, I didn't. They never said, look, sir, we just do that to check in case there's fraud and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why did you try to get $50 and $20? I said I wanted to see if it would work. Maybe I had too large of an amount, and they kept blocking me. So every time I get my name now, they shut me down. But my son's name is close to my name, so and then he made a transaction once, and they sent me the email was your service, were you satisfied with your service, this and that?
Mhm.
I didn't answer them,
Mhm.
because these motherfuckers weren't looking. They never once said, look, this is how it works. They went off like, oh, and I said, look, what's the problem? I've been sending her $500 a month for like 2 fucking years, man. You know? So you don't, I have you want a VPN. What do I pay for that? $12 a month, I think. You get cheaper ones, but I'm happy with it. What I got's almost double what the other guys charge. But I'm familiar with it. There's like comfort food. When you go to McDonald's, I got my wave. I'm riding my freaking wave, nice and smooth. So
Mhm.
and I got all the information written down from my son to pass on once
Now,
I'm.
does your wife use Gcash and all that stuff?
No. I get
No.
the money, or I send her money through my what do you call it? I
But I
send her
mean, now,
money.
now that you're living there, does she use Gcash at all? Does she
No,
have that on her phone? Because they
no,
take that in a lot of places, even some sorry stores, right?
no. Yeah, but come on, man. You know how out of control that could be. That's like
Yeah.
that's like that's like when Discovery Card first came out, and John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live, he did a commercial, Super Bowl commercial, and the guy said, "Did you ever use the Discovery Card and discover you can't use it
Huh.
because they weren't widely known or new,
Yeah.
like that. You know, that the way I do it is simplifying this shit. That's what that.
Isn't there, like in the Philippines, I heard, isn't there, they don't accept Visa? They accept MasterCard more than Visa. Is that correct?
I could be,
I thought I've heard some YouTubers say
but
that.
believe me, everybody takes some form, one or the other.
Right.
One of those two is gold. It doesn't. You got a 50-50 shot. For why they don't want to, who gives a shit? There's other avenues.
Remember back when having an American Express card was the big deal? Because it was like,
Yeah.
what, $45 a year
Oh,
you
yeah.
paid for membership or something?
That was the elite one. Then when
Right.
MasterCard.
Right. No, the American Express was the big one.
Well, they were sticklers to the limit. They had a limit, and couldn't go over that limit. But yeah, if I'm you, I come over here. I live in here. I got somebody at home make my taxes. I leave my address in Pennsylvania. But my question was, and I wasn't there to do my taxes. My son never asked, and they said, if you, I know this from the ex-father when I moved to Florida. Wisconsin tried to say that he had to pay them taxes, and he didn't because he said, my residence is Florida now. Here's my driver's license. So that part of his pension was not taxed by Florida state. I don't think he can do it anymore. Matter of fact, Sleepy Joe, and only because he's Sleepy Joe, he never got nailed to the carpet on they don't allow the child care credit no more. So that's been done away with. You know why? Because he had to pay the shit that he's fucking just opening up a window with a money machine.
Or they cut it in half, right? Wasn't it like $3,000, and now it's 1.5?
Fucking nothing, man. What I get back? I got back exactly what I was taxed from federal and state.
Yeah.
That's it, man. You don't get that. You don't. I don't know. Maybe your state does it different, but I'm telling you from my perspective, I don't get that
Well,
shit. 'Cause
that's one reason why I live. They don't tax federal pensions here. So
when
I
I
don't.
when I when I said I said, well, they're gonna, I don't know if I paid federal or not, but one way or the other, they got you going.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
on our state tax forms it asks, are you a full year resident or part year resident? And you got to
Okay.
break down how much time you spend there or somewhere else, right?
Shit, I would even
Yeah,
get into that.
like and then you got millions of people you don't even know who they are or where they live, right?
Yeah,
But
who do
you're
you?
asking somebody how long you lived in your state last year, you know? Come on.
No, that never happened to me ever.
Yeah.
How long did I live? Well, what, I didn't live long enough for you to tax me, I'll go with that one. Yeah, they all have a different thing. And matter of fact, it's my, oh, maybe it'll help you, maybe it would. But if you, and I don't know the ins and outs of this, but I do know this is done in a lot of places. Once you hit 65, 60, full retirement age, whatever, 65, 67, you don't gotta pay property tax. Now, I only know, I think that it could be only for those that are done with their mortgages or not. I'm not clear on that because, you know, I changed mine. But there's a lot of shit out there to get. I go to the same guy the last couple of years. I guess he had a heart attack this year. And so my son goes in there. I said, well, he said, you got to ask the question. My son's money is that taxable to me. If you look online, this is what I don't like about the internet. They don't date hardly anything, you know. So if they date it, then you'll know. Maybe that rule has changed in the last 5 years. But here's a kid that's not of work age. So why should he have to pay taxes on something that, you know, that when they give your kid the money, that money is based on your working income that you had.
Yeah, I'm going to
That's
find that out. You mean the Social Security portion for your
yeah.
child? Yeah, I'm
Yep.
going to find that out next year because this will be the first full year that I get that, you know, for my daughter. So we'll see.
No, 'tis the season, man. Do you want to go through? Do you want to go through 9 or 11 months wondering, or you want to get that out of your system? Go down there and ask them. They
I'm at the point now where I pay quarterly taxes because last year I didn't pay enough, so I got penalized. I think $123.
I had them
So
take. I had them take. I had them take. I think I pay. I think it comes to 2,300 because when the guy was doing my taxes, he said, "Well," I said, "He says, I don't know if it was 1,200." I go, "What the fuck you mean, man? That's all I get." I said, "Last year I got 4,000." Well, they don't give that. They don't give that credit anymore. And I'm thinking, you know, one lady was she must have been a Trump hater, you know, and they talk about Sleepy Joe. He's as fucking crooked as anybody, man. You know, like Trump is the only racist in the world.
yeah,
Why is there so much attention to one guy when there never was before? And don't these fucking idiots realize that if there was something to do, the end all, it would have been done, but it hasn't.
because you don't get flack unless you're over the target, right? So
Yeah. People, I hate, right? Why do you hate Trump? Well, he's a racist. You think fucking Sleepy Joe, you know, didn't have
yeah,
a kitchen
right.
clean? That motherfucker ain't carpooling with no black people.
Uh,
Trump just listening to the guy tires me. And you know, this once in a while, I'll look at when the Senate has confirmation hearings, and they got a good a senator from Louisiana, Kennedy, and one from Texas, and Cruz. So when I listen to these guys, they know their shit. And so they have a congressional hearing for candidates for like the what's the main office? What's the highest judge? Supreme Court.
Yeah, Supreme Court.
And they'll have that. Okay, they get notice. And when they get there, they'll go, most of them answer, I didn't bring that with me, Senator. Fucking mean you didn't bring it with you? You fucking we sent the thing out telling you you fucking didn't bring it and you want to be Supreme Court justice? And they'll take the stupidest quote anywhere from ever to yesterday, and they'll say, okay, Judge Thomas, well, isn't that your signature? Well, that's my signature, but that's not my department. And Kennedy will say, so you're telling me that you're the director of a fucking agency, but you don't know what goes on?
Mm-hmm.
And after I watch these guys, at first I used to watch the whole thing, but now I can't take it for a couple of minutes because they sit there and they get browbeaten the shit out of, and I'm thinking these well, yeah, it was based. Well, thank you for the question, Senator. That was based upon the circumstance back then. And he says, well, I'm looking for a yes or a no, but none of them, all of them sidestepped that shit. And the way I think about it, fuck you, I ain't wasting your time or my time, and you're not getting my vote. And anybody within reason and logic, in its simplest term, how could you? All they want in there is their puppet. Both sides, To be honest, they want shit to go their way. The party.
It's all a show.
It's ridiculous. Man.
It's a big club, and the rest of us aren't in it.
So all these guys got all this information that they're what do they call them, pages, right? They go around, and they fact find and this and that. So they help inform the senator when asking questions. And like the good lawyer, they only answer a question they got the answer for. But I just, I'm like this, man. Let the younger folks pick up that torch because I'm done. It wore me out. I said to one guy, goes, yeah, me too, he said, and we're all looking for this blame game. They love that shit. Who can you blame it on but don't accept responsibility? You make a decision based on whatever. But, look at this record of this individual. You give them murder parole after 2 years. You'll get more time robbing a bank or stealing a mail truck than you will for murder. One of my sergeants, his brother stole a mail truck just to fucking fuck around. He got 10 years for that because it was a federal deal.
Yeah, if you mess with the wrong people's money, like that guy, what's his name, Bankman-Fried, who embezzled the billions out of investors, he's going to do more time than someone that commits a violent crime.
Yeah. See, logic.
He stole the wrong people's money.
Hey, Craig, it comes down to that logic that you learn. Not that all your choices were ever always on mark, but you still have the forced thought that you had an understanding of something, the way it worked. And you wonder when you get older, you're thinking, what the fuck you mean? If I want to ride the bus, I was too embarrassed to ask if I didn't have any money. I wouldn't ride. I'd walk. And people everything's excusable. It's always somebody else's fault. Milwaukee, in the Milwaukee school system, I used to pick up this teacher. We were in the army at the same time, me and this guy. And I don't remember it, but he used his GI Bill, went to college to be a teacher, and the state that the governor that was our county executive changed the shit where you could get out when you're 60. So they up to 4 years, And now, back when I was in school, if you weren't up to snuff with the other 40 kids in your fucking class, you were held back. But in today's world, they pass everyone.
Yeah.
They pass everyone gets to graduate because they don't want anybody feeling left out.
Yeah, they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
But listen to me though. I gained little, if not anything, from school. The jobs I got, the things I did were common sense jobs. You know enough. If you got to have a brain, you know. Whether Abraham Lincoln was assassinated or not didn't mean you were gonna pass the grade. So I go to one school, they dropped me down one and said, I'm out of here, man. But now, but really, I would have had the same career path as I did, whether I would have had that diploma or not. So them turning guys loose without a plan. The thing is, they shouldn't tell them that they have that in their pocket,
Hold on a second, Tony. I got a phone call.
Okay. Just for the listeners in the background, but they should know. They should know X amount of things, Craig. And Gary showed up for a while. I think we had a couple guys, maybe from the dark side, Ron. Still haven't figured out my camera. My engineer is taking the night off, I guess. So yep, I didn't like school, man. Just didn't like it. I don't know. Just the way it was, our motto was, I get the same job with it or without it. Did it give me people skills? Nah, the jobs gave me people skills. When you're a regular student or other, you don't, you're not in the entitled section that. What are you finished? Go run. Oh, okay. Oh my God, 16. Oh fuck. Must have been a bloodbath one way or the other there. Damn. Yeah, we were. See, people's excuses, and when they don't use logic, that guy ain't no different than anybody else. And if that's the only thing they can do, he's not the only one to ever do anything dirty. You watch. This is gonna fuel his fire, his election, because anybody that's a felon can run for office. And that's a rule. That's a fact. They can do that. Maybe they just can't vote for themselves. I think they might have changed that too. But you're no different, man. It's just not. All these shit these guys say, I don't even like to listen anymore. Because logic means fucking nothing. You watch this stuff like I watch these congressional hearings. These guys, I don't know if they're lawyers in their own, before senators, but they just fucking bash it, man. And they come with facts. you know. Protester, yeah, I don't know. I'm not in America, man. And they'll come. You know why they're going to come? Because this year's Republican convention is in Milwaukee, where I'm from, where I was from. They're going to be these. I don't know. See, the problem with these social programs they got, they're good if they're good if they're applied to who truly needs it. The problem is they really can't document and give it to the truly needed. Everybody jumps in on it. See, and then they then it costs more bucks because you get more. And who wants to keep track of that shit? I don't know, but maybe people. I don't know. Yeah. Protester. No, I mean, you're not going to get none of that around where he lives. People don't even. You know what? They keep trying to bash of having a photo ID to vote. Photo ID to vote. They said it's racist. Okay. If it's racist, right? I can tell you, there are city buses, there are church groups, community groups that can take people to the place to vote, to get the ID. Now, anybody out there squabble about a driver's license to follow on it? What's the difference? What's the difference? No. I only saw one.
Tony, don't you need a photo ID to get like a EBT card? Don't you need a photo ID for the liquor store? You know, all these other things, right? But it's too much to have one to vote, right?
But you know what?
It's a joke.
These guys will throw anything out there to make us think of something else while they do whatever they were doing. You know, they'll say something far fetched that'll just send people into a frenzy, and then they do this other shit through the back door. You know?
Don't you? In any time, I mean, I've never asked for government benefits, but anytime you deal with the government, you got to show a photo ID, right, to get any kind of benefits or help. So how is not? You mean to tell me you don't have an ID to vote, but you have all these other things coming in? You know
how bad it gets. I was at the bank when I had been going. It was inside the grocery store once. Publix and Pick and Save are the same. They're the same layout. So I go in there. There's two old ladies. You know, I got like 3 hours before my next run. I go into the bank. There's these two old ladies. I go, yeah, go ahead. Turns out they had a official document that whatever, you know. So they're there an hour, standing there for a fucking hour. So I see this guy over by the pots and pans. I'm thinking, who the fuck is he? Who's the branch manager? This cocksucker can't step in to help out. What the fuck? You know, I get up there and I always used to write myself a check. I didn't write my first check till I was like 42 years old. So I go up there. I used to write myself $300. Last me a couple of weeks, you know. And the lady says, and I've been there many, many times. The lady was working, but she knew who I was. She says, "Sir, do you have a second form of ID?" I go, "Are you fucking kidding me? I come in here every week." So
where was this at?
At a bank. It was TCF. It was Total Customer Friendly. They're out of Minneapolis, I think. So there's this fucking dude standing, and nobody ever gets those pots and pans. Who gives a shit? Now, just because you moved up in the ranks, you can't help out. What fucking asshole is that? So there was a lady with her kid in line, and I'm like, I'm throwing shit on the counter, going, "How's this? How's this?" There's a picture here. I go, and then she finally, she, she got herself together pretty good. And I said, "Well, I'm sorry, but you know, I was
Two form,
fucking mad
two forms of ID to do what?
to cash that check I wrote for myself."
And one was your driver's license. That wasn't good enough.
Nah, I had to find something else. I know what I used. I used my work ID. I said, two? When was this? How long is this? What the fuck? I've been doing this shit every week. Just because you're a fat fucking Porky the Pig looking fucking manager here? You know, he sucked enough fucking semen to get a job. Yeah, you know, to further
Weren't they?
himself.
Weren't they like for air travel here? Weren't they doing something that like e-verify or something for like
Your driver.
your driver's license? If it wasn't the new kind, it wasn't valid for
Yeah,
an ID
but
to go through TSA, right?
yeah, if yours wasn't, you had to have a passport. Now you can't fly in the United States without that driver's license that they can scan.
Well, apparently you can. They delayed that because well,
Late.
think about this, Tony. All these people say they can't, they can't vote because that requires an ID. How did all these people fly on airplanes too? I
Yeah.
mean, I know the illegal ones do because the government just lets them fly
Well,
wherever they want to without any ID. But for
it's
the
because
law-abiding people, you know.
it's because the main issue, most of the folks are minorities, so that gets
But
them more
how do you fly if that's the case, right?
whatever. I don't know. I kept both of them. I went to Puerto Rico, but I kept them. I brought it anyway.
But like
It's
the
fine.
last time, my wife just flew not too long ago, and I said, "You better take your passport too, because this state doesn't have that. We don't have that kind of driver's license yet, or she didn't get that kind yet."
No,
So,
even if you got a year left, you can still do that.
but I
It'll
asked
be
her, did they even check? She said no, the driver's license was fine. So,
Listen, they know you. Believe me, they know when you get up there. I had one AT, whatever the fuck is TSA, whatever. And the dude looks at me and goes, "Yeah, here's a different color." I'm like, "Give me that fucking ID. Let me go, you dumbass." Yeah, glasses are different. Okay, motherfucker. Let me hop in the line here. Dude. Why don't you save for a fucking jug dish or somebody? Hey, logic, dude. Logic. Why would somebody be so offended to have a photo ID? If you get that photo ID to vote, people can't fuck with you no more.
yeah,
They got a crusade about something else.
yeah.
You know, I mean, come on, man. Don't beat yourself. Yeah, logic. You know what the problem with us is?
That's just so you can let anybody vote. You don't have to check ID. You can just let
Yeah,
everybody.
you know, we had the guy come in the bar where I went all the time. His name was Wayne Youngquist. He was a political analyst for one of the TV stations. And he, that guy, that was the cheapest freaking bastard it was, man. He said he'd always drink his beer in a goblet, you know, that wine glass, you know. We called it the Wayne glass. But he never bought nobody nothing. But he says, when I was at the bar, I was asking some questions, and I said, hey, you know, I was telling him I used to live down near Chicago, you know, back in the early '80s. And he says, yeah, their slogan was down there: vote early, vote often.
Right.
You know, and I laughed about it because then I had forgotten it. You know. Oh man, because they had them in Detroit, I think they had what? No camera audio. Oh yeah, no camera. I can't figure that out, man. The way to troubleshoot that shit is very slim. very little. But you logic, dude, logic. You know the problem with us is we're probably one of the last generations that deal with fucking logic. You know? See what I mean about staying at school and not getting nothing out of it? I knew that much about logic without even fucking going to school.
Well, nowadays common sense isn't fair because it's not fair to the people that don't have any.
It should be classified as a superpower.
Yeah.
But that's fucking. It often leaves you. That's why I don't go with these fuckers and get worked up.
Hey, Adrian. Adrian's here.
Adrian or Chris. You back home now?
Oh, why did they go over to the Philippines for a visit?
Yeah. Where's Dwight's from?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Adrian, weren't you saying it was like east or southeast of what do you call it, Tagaytay area, something like that?
I was done at
Southern part of Luzon or something.
Tagaytay. It was on the way. It was between Manila and the not General Tres or Laguna or something.
No, Tagaytay is that big old volcano Lake Taal, Taal, and there's a city called Tagaytay. It's up in the mountains. It's nice and cool.
I had my Baguio.
No, Baguio's up north of Manila. This is south, a little bit south and east of Manila. 'Cause I went there the first time I was there when my wife was working in Metro Manila.
My wife's mother is going up there next week. She got family up there. But the kid's out of school now, so I have to wait till next year. You've ever run into a few fellas. I can turn my air conditioner off. So anyway, I'm in the bedroom, Just all these air conditioners, same age. Like the third time I use it, here's some shit hitting my fan. I'm like, well, fuck it, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a twig, but I don't have a ladder or nothing to get me up there to look outside. And all of a sudden I had it up and went away. I go, well, either this fucker's going to start on fire or it's fixed,
So, Craig, what's happening in the land down under?
And give yourself a drain a kidney, tap kidney. I think what's his name's on there too.
Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, we all know him. Mr. Unanimous. So they have a separate fridge just for the hoe garden? Greg, did you take a test to confirm that you have it? And how did it affect you?
I'm back.
Yeah, Adrian, I remember that name now that you mentioned it. You told us before, but we've forgotten since.
What name?
The name of the town where they went, where his wife was from, Lukban.
Well, I was asking him to tell you.
He did. It's in the chat. All I got to do is read.
I just sat down, man. Smart ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How did the trip go? Nice to get out of the UK for a while, but you know what I find, Adrian, is the other few times I've been here, I had to go back and I had to go to work. So when I have in my mind, the back of my mind, I go, fuck, I have to go do what I was doing, you know, like I love it. The difference this time, well, but I've been retired almost 4 years now. And I don't have to go back to nowhere and deal with that shit no more. You know? I'm in a good place. You see. Oh, here it is. Shit week, huh? Lots of drama. Uh-oh, COVID, huh? I had that shit when I was here last year when I came.
Craig, which version did you have? Alpha, Omega? What?
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. If you didn't hear it, Greg, last year, I forget what month I went in there. And my surgery on my unit, a little console-looking thing trimmed down. I was at time. I was constantly hacking, and I had all the food. My right lung was all solid. I couldn't get no spitballs up or nothing. And I was on the floor sometimes contorting my body, looking for a way to take another breath. And for a very brief moment, I thought I was going to die. Man, I'm shit, man. You don't, that's the closest I ever been, knowingly. Anyway. But it scares the shit out of you, man, because you could happen to you so easy.
Adrian, were you over there during the real hot period, which I just had recently?
Right now,
Bet that was a nice switch from merry old England, huh?
40-degree freaking dip.
Yeah.
You see, what I like about here is I wake up. Most of my days are sunny. The lowest it ever got overnight was when Australia was heading into their winter, and we had winds coming up here. Where you went, oh man, this shit reminds me of October, you know. And most of my days are sunny, man. I wake up. I don't have to wake up 2 in the afternoon. 3 days. What is that from? Me. I'm telling you, man. I walk like a fucking guy. Now that I have a new mattress here, pillow top, which I didn't want, but that's what I got. And I feel like I walk like shit, man. I walk. God. Oh my God. I don't even know how to describe that. Yeah, it's over. Thing is, what I didn't like when I've been up Naga way is all the storms that come in to the Philippines. They're usually north of Mindanao, where I am, and then they take a right and go right up through Leyte and Naga and all that. Yeah. Oh my God, the other day I got in my truck, a couple of days, it said, one day it was 40. And once I started moving, it went down to 38. So it was hot, man. But it's always hot, but the humidity is up there now. Just use.
Someone ought to ring up old Simon unless he's on a pigeon competition.
He said he He'll fool around on anybody, but he won't fool around on his pigeons. So how was the visit? Adrian came here for to see the in-laws, obviously. How long has it been since you have been there?
And do you have a lot of in-laws to visit? How many are living?
Well, if you got money, because holy shit, how come my fucking thing ain't on my window card? Huh. Live in 4 minutes.
Who?
My YouTube. My YouTube thing has got my avatar on here. That's it. It went down to 4 minutes, 4 minute watching now. Started streaming 91 minutes ago. What's wrong with the I don't get it. I don't know.
You can't even get your camera to work, so.
I know, but this is like, what the fuck is this? What's say? What's his name's here? Equal your love is here.
Which one?
Simon.
Of course, it's early Dark Friday.
It says live here, man. Live. Yep. It says live. Well, let me click on the live part. That's on. Jeez.
I see on Facebook that old Gareth is back in Cyprus.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Enjoying the nice weather.
Of course. And the Budweiser.
Yeah, or whatever else you can get there.
Budweiser, yeah.
So do you have a separate fridge just for your hoe garden?
I didn't get any of that. I've been riding the local brand lately.
Oh, what kind?
Well, I mean, I've been still involved here with spending cash on furniture. Preoccupied.
San Miguel, Tiger, Red Horse? What are you doing?
San Miguel, El Pilsen Super Dry. I like the Super Dry. It's got a bit of a bitterness when you start to sip it, but when you swallow it, you don't taste it anymore. That must be the process of brewing. Let's see. Come up there. Come on, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're good. Oh, you know what? Just muted it now, and it. Don't ask me how I fucked it up. So how many weeks were you here, Adrian?
Simon, that's like giving a participation trophy, Simon. Didn't want to make you guys feel bad all off season, We're talking soccer, Tony.
No, man. Super Dry's got the
Football.
same alcohol content, Craig. It's this is mix either 5. I think it's 5. 5-0 or 5-5. 5-5 is definitely what's his name, Tiger Brew. No, it ain't less alcohol. Matter of fact, Budweiser was peddling some beer one time. It was a new concoction years ago, like in the early 2000s, and it was a Budweiser, and it was something dry. So at that time, I had never experienced that kind of beer. And when you're drinking, when you're sipping, you taste it. When you swallow it, it's gone. The bitterness or whatever the taste was. Now it's the same thing, Craig. I like it just for that reason. It's not one of these things like when you take shots of BO If anybody ever took shots of that, where it's about the only shot I've ever had where I can down them, and then I'm not a big shot guy, and then like an hour later I'm fucking wasted. But that and this is a true life story. Uzo, my great friend, we drank Uzo nuts one night. I'm crazy and stuff. I woke up when I woke.
Is that from Korea? Is that
No,
where
it's
Uzo's
Greek.
from?
Greek.
Oh, Greek. Okay, yeah.
My great friend, he turned me on that stuff. That and Euros. When I first had my first euro, I go, oh wow, what's this, man? He goes,
Oh, okay. I was thinking of soju. It's called soju
dude
in
goes,
Korea.
the dude goes, he didn't think I'd like it if he told me. I'm like, it's fucking fantastic. You can't get that here, but up in Naga, I guess they got a guy from Turkey, which he says, oh, this tastes better than Greek ones, huh? Fuck that. But super dry. No, I'm good with that. How they do it and water, whatever, I don't know. Although it works for me, man. I forget. Fucking talking too much. My two American guys, my Norwegian freaking mafia associate, his code name is Long Dick.
LD. Lima
Long
Delta. Lima Delta.
There you go.
Short fuse and
You know
Lima
what,
Delta.
man? I'd really like to go visit UK someday, but
Yeah, and go up to Norway while you're there.
yeah, well, man, my great grandmother on my mom's side, she's Danish. My mom found a Bible one time. It was in German, or Dutch, or whatever. I think it was some kind of an association. It's like calling a Mexican Puerto Rican or something. But she was her grandfather was off Swede, and she might have been. She was Dutch.
Yeah, we need to do the Manchester Oslo kind of tour, right?
Well, it'd be cool. But my point in the beginning was, it's a long road from here, man. To get there, you got a lot of jumping off of planes and shit. Man. Hey, anybody? Now we have people here. Anybody here? What's going on with Gator? Yeah, it's got sugar in it, dude. No, it was a clear liquid, Craig. The Ouzo. I don't know if it was. It tasted like sugarified candy, man. And all I could do when I woke up in the morning was open my eyes. It took me 2 hours to get out of bed because I couldn't fucking move.
Is it like pure grain alcohol?
Yeah, man. I mean, I had sugar. I had like sugar around my lips, like people. What they dip those martini glasses in.
Hey, there's Lima Delta. He's in the comments.
Zap Simon. What we gotta zap him for, man? No, that guy in his fucking whatever version of all this competition in football, huh? Congrats. Yeah, you gotta finish that hate Brit thing, man. You gotta sound it all out there, Christian.
There you go. Where have you gone, Mr. Robinson? You're here.
1858. You know that I gotta say this now. You got all these game things on. When I lived above this bar, I think I lived there for two or 3 years, 2 years at least. They go do the turkey ball every year. This is back when Winters fucking. I did it in a softball tournament once. My fucking my legs, my crotch was so freaking sore because it was icy. You're trying to keep yourself from falling. And we did it for a charity. It was a charity fundraiser.
Wait, you were playing softball and that part
Yeah,
was sore?
yeah, at the fucking at the county park. And of course, you hit the ball. It fuckers like a pinball. It's all over the place. But yeah, Zap is short for what's up. Oh, you're getting all fancy on us now, huh? That's what the young guy's been doing. I learned that from those.
Mr.
Yeah,
Robinson, are you in the States or are you in the Philippines?
Who?
Mr. Robinson.
Seeing, is that the guy from San Francisco? Or the one from, that went to Nevada on a medical deal? James Robinson, I think that's the guy. Chick from San Francisco, Philippines. Kept saying it was wrong. I kept saying,
I've been through San Francisco, Philippines on a bus.
know what?
Non-aircon
For me is
from Butuan.
I'm thinking about taking a plane here and then a bus down to Naga, but the problem the knowledge that I gained from taking a non-aircon bus and the guy taking 20-kilometer curves at double 40, if not more, in the rain. So I've learned a little bit, and I think I would choose a bus that had Wi-Fi and air conditioning.
Tony, that's why they spend all their money today, because they might ride a bus tomorrow.
I can't. Yeah.
Might not need to spend it tomorrow because you might not survive the bus trip.
It's just something out of a horror movie, right? These guys. Stormy Daniels, yeah, she got her and her husband went through a divorce because he accused her of cheating. Shit.
You think?
Yeah, that was comical. Anyway, Trump could be our first president's been convicted to be a convicted felon. You know what gave that guy strength and juice was all this shit happening because more rednecks than ever are going to come out to vote for him. They just made the worst thing, and then the chick.
It doesn't matter who votes. It matters who counts the votes.
The chick that was in Georgia there, she got a lot of dirty laundry at herself. She had to watch what she does before she shouldn't throw stones in glass houses.
Who, Fanny?
Yeah, Fanny taking the Mary man there so she gets some sucky on the fucking.
You got to wonder how you get a name like that. Huh?
How do you? Here's the extravagance to the mindset of that person. They think because they are they like above a bench judge, like in a county? Are they more like? Did she get that job from like a state appellate court? But the thing, the salary for that particular position, say, just out of numbers, off the top of your head, paid $65,000. She wanted what the top judge got, or more. So here's that job that within time you make more. Only she wanted it right now, and she was charging everything to the state. Stormy Daniels, yeah, man. I never seen a movie with her. I don't know. Just watched you guys. Yeah. Who was in the state? Yeah. I thought she was from here. I kept saying to San Francisco and then in Philippines and Mindanao.
Yeah, James might not know that there's a San Francisco south of where Tony's located in Butuan City in Mindanao.
You're oh, you're near what? Wish. Oh, well, you know what? I swear to God, this is no lying. When you're younger, you always hear people say, "Oh, you'll get there. It'll happen." And when you got 10, 15 years left, you're going, "Fuck."
James,
And,
have you ever been to the Philippines, James? You have any connections there?
and when it finally comes true, man, it made all that weight. It depends on your mindset. It felt like at times it felt like it didn't, and now that it did, the years are going too fast. Yep, because I'm 63 coming this year. Do I feel like that? No, I still feel like that 17-year-old immature and no condom, wheeling guy.
I mean, I don't regret anything. I just sure wish I would have had this common sense when I was 18 rather than wait till now.
You know what? You know what I find that when you find out about mental toughness is when you go to boot camp and they test you, they test your mind and your will a lot. And when you realize what it's really all about, then it's a lot of fun because it's a mental toughness deal. So many guys when they're used to going, fuck yeah, used to, hey motherfucker, just all of a sudden you have to act different, and they mess with you, with phys ed and all that stuff.
Nobody ever said, "Hey, just look, this is just a mind game, okay?" It's just, I went in.
They never did.
I took it as a challenge, So
Yeah, well, when it was all done with, toward the end of it, and in my mind I went, "Hey man, they're doing this because they're trying to." You have this little drill where you switch directions and all of that, and I thought,
there was one time we had this one guy. He was such a screw up. His actual last name was Friday, and the drill instructor said, "Man, your mother should have named you Monday," because he was such a screw up. And it's the only time during boot camp I saw our associate drill instructor. He lost it and he started laughing. I mean, normally they got to keep a stone face, right? Be mean and angry. But this dude was so screwed up. They asked him to do something, or they asked him to salute, and he couldn't. And this alternate TI man, he had to excuse himself. You can tell he lost. And so that's when I knew the guys were human, at least, And
we you know what? We had a first and third platoon. I was at Fort Dix too when Omar Bradley was the head guy there. He was still alive, and they at first you're like, you got that mentality like you're fucking on the street, and you keep resisting. A lot of us once we accepted, started thinking, hey man, this is what they're toughing us up for. And we had this lady, she wasn't a lady at all, but she was like something on a fucking, I don't know what. But she's from New York. One of the few people from New York. And she, this is what she says to us one time. Hey, yo, give me a cigarette, I'll kick your ass. And this is a person that's in nuclear weapons. Missile, Hercules missile. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? How did she qualify for this? Underwhelmed. Underwhelmed. How did Adrian? How long were you in? Philippines? Please say. You know what I used to see a lot on TV? I don't see that what was that cup that they had for the sailboats? They'd have the Kiwi, they had New Zealand, you know, a boat from America. Anybody know? Basically, that was on pretty notable. Hmm. Yeah, if you're in a cool city, even though I saw a video from a guy out there, James, and he was Market Street was so affected, devastated by all this democratic bullshit. You know, I mean, listen, when you were young, if you got the go ahead, you're 10 years old, 15, you go steal whatever you want, they don't stop you. Who wouldn't have? Who wouldn't have, right? Now they fun with them too. Shit, I gotta take my medicines, man. I have. Oh, oh, you have connections, huh? See, connections meaning you got a young lady waiting. I better turn on the light to do this medicine, or I'll never get it right. So Adrian Ageman there, what's been going on with your fellow Brit? Says not to drink medicines when you with alcohol. Dude, I last 10 years of my working life were the longest 10 years of my life. Jeez. America's Cup, yeah. Who has it now? And I haven't seen these guys. They used to have them on regular TV. Nick Kiko, like on ABC, something like that. That's not football. Well, we know it's not football. It's sailing. You know, that's something our upper crust people like we do. That's what we do. Yeah, you know they tried a tour of America with soccer. It's come a little more longer way now, but back in the '90s, I think it was, and that's when all those fighting and fucking, people trampling over people because of the fire. And that never took hold there. But when you see it on the local level here, or not here, but in America, it's pretty big.
Yes, Simon, he's in a new location. Can't you tell? His audio is better.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm in the bedroom with the bed, and the workers are working feverishly to some of the stress cracks from the south settling, and they just keep peeling until it won't peel no more. It kind of looks like a funky, like Maria set up with a paint job with the gray and the angles and all that. And then you got to hit it with paint. Who knows? Probably a couple coats, but maybe we'll just have them do I have drop cloths now in the form of bedspreads that look like shit. I just told her to buy the cheapest ones. So they're gonna milk this shit for probably another week. The kitchen area where there's an opening gonna be, we bricked up one window, and of course that's cracked all the way around the window dimensions. But slowly but surely, her uncle is taking care of his brother who moved me. Me, what do you mean moved? Moved. We're not to put it in there. What happened was I got here and I bought new furniture. So last weekend, as a matter of fact, I think I spent 180,000 Philippine pesos on stuff. I don't have my. Oh my God. This is typical here. I got. I'm gonna wait till I know the dimensions, or I can find the furniture to the dimensions I measured, because these guys took another inch or 2 inches away from my the guys that did the patio door. They have 2 panels out of 4 that open, and they kept fucking it up. You never know when they're gonna shine around. Now that I'm expecting them, they won't show up nowhere. Things are different here, man. You start a job with these guys. I thought we were done a month ago. They keep coming, adding shit to it, and I don't know where I was when I missed that one. But the other day they came when I wasn't there, and it's these 2 panels. They won't interlock with each other because they both have to be on a separate track. The problem with all that shit is, and then the guys pinch the last track that gets retracted, and they put the kink so it wouldn't move. Well, if you go in there and you move it, it'll move, but easily as it was to move it, it'll fucking be off track. So all they had to do, which I don't think they fattened it up. Oh, why open it up? What they really needed to do was, because either the manufacturers, the glass guys, or our uncle didn't have the correct measurements, and we had to shim it up. And I don't think they're used to this outside. I don't think.
Hey, Craig, that's just for the snoring, not for what you think.
I don't. What was I saying? What was I saying, man? Forget. What was I talking about, Hugo? Yeah, I'm spending all my days out there. I told mother-in-law I'd drive her home the other day. I can't drive here at night. There's so many people without headlights and lights, period. It's fucking crazy. If she wants to leave at 4:30, 4:45, fine. But she waits almost after 5:15, forget it. So what the hell was I talking about, Keith? Forget, man. Look. This by my wife's, you can hear that the Muslim, whatever guy is shouting into the wind, which is pretty cool, it sounds like. But over here, they won't be outdone. Catholic Church, few minutes up the road. They turn that shit on at 5 a.m. and let you know. 5 a.m. So that's probably why I've been getting up every day at 3:30, 4:30 a.m. Maybe this bed is giving me better sleep, but I walk. I don't know, man. If anybody ever saw me the way I walked before, now I walk more like a drunken sailor, just for the balance. Yeah, prayer call, man, whatever. Uh, it. But the thing of it is, I've probably been drinking too much Coca-Cola there with the sugar, but it doesn't anger me. It just has me getting up a couple hours earlier than I would care to. Soundproofing, yeah. Yeah, but Craig, if I do that, it'll take him another fucking year to get. Huh. You, you don't inquire about shit, though. You got your first shit, though. Then you can ask. And don't anybody there telling me if they build a house, this ain't going to happen, that ain't going to happen. I can honestly say, don't do it because the folks I know here will stroke them out. So the practice, the way things are done, the interpretations are different. And that's the way it is, man. That ain't never going to change. It's not going to change for you. I already know these things. But what irritates me is I know they got to make their money. And they think I'm the first American dumbass they've ever had. Well, I'm not. I might look like it, but I'm not. You know, when I had a brother-in-law sitting in one of my CRs here out the bed, 5.5 hours, fucking doing what? He goes and paints the transition trim from the wall, concrete wall, to the tile. This particular, it was blue. He goes and paints it the lighter blue, like the wall above it, you know, because this plastic is for trim is for transition from tile to paint, concrete. I never told him to do that. There's something that got to be redone, you know. The guy that assembled the bum gun in the main bathroom obviously kept trying to pull it over the toilet on an angle, and it's broken. It leaks. The faucet. Now, I don't know if this is because it's Italian. I thought I'd patronize these guys. But the tooling, you know, the ball, that there's a handle you lift up. It allows the water to go up. There's a little knob next to it. When you go to the left, it should be open and go up, but it doesn't. It comes out there on that ball where that lever is. So something in there is turned around. You know? The bitch of it is, if I don't squawk about it, then it don't get fixed. Now, if it were a rooster here, man, well, prayer call, I know that the Muslims do that. I don't know about the Catholics. But anyway, I like that sound. Kind of remind me when I seen movies in the past where a guy built in a tower, you know, he do his little like shouting into the wind. So Adrian's not there no more. Did he say he was back in the UK?
Yes, he did.
God, suck, man. You know what I like? You know what I like about where I'm at? Sleepy Joe's price increases with, oh my God, gas and food are like 25% or more, a bit more than it was when Trump was president. This guy makes it awfully easy for somebody to beat him. And somebody's got to beat him because his, and people get, some of the black people get mad at me for it, but Kamala Harris is a fucking dumbass, man. Her expertise in attorney general, this fucking twat don't have no idea. She calls North Korea our allies. Are you fucking kidding me? How could you not correct yourself in that same sentence? You got somebody shouting in your ear, right? That's a fucking idiot. And then when they sent her to the border crisis. Well, they sent her to El Paso. I've been there. There ain't no fucking action there. She shows up totally where they're not. And Lester Holt from NBC says to her, he says, have you been to the wall? She starts her laugh. That's her way to get out of shit. I don't know what you want. I go, well, have you been to the wall? The border, border. Yes. Stephen, yes, we'll go to the wall. Blatantly lies. And fucking people. All I know is these guys, when they bullshit me, they better make me feel all fucking warm and fuzzy. RC. Oh, hold on, RC. Yeah. But which one you got here, man? Oh, just got back. How long was he there?
Robert Cole.
How long was he there?
I don't know. A few weeks, a month.
I'm gonna have to go through that now. I'm thinking of launching my 1380 because I don't know if there's anything to do with time with the lease clearance thing because I've been here over a year.
He was in Leyte. He had a picture. He was in Leyte, Tacloban area. He got a picture of that MacArthur in the water, where he said, I shall return.
Really?
Yeah, they got that.
I thought that was Michael.
Got a picture on Facebook of Robert standing there with a lady right in front of the MacArthur Memorial thing.
Yeah, my biggest thrill. I've never been to an Asian country, and I don't consider Canada a foreign country because they're just too much like this. But when I went there, when I first got there in 2012, I could just, I was always big in history when I was in school, and here I am walking the same town that World War II, part of World War II was done on, so that was pretty.
Where was that? What town are you talking about?
Well, I was 2012 when I went to. I only went to Manila and Pasay, Makati.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm walking the streets of Manila too. So it was pretty. I was always a big history guy. Well, World War II, and beyond that and all before that. But that 1A, when you're surrounded by D's, don't fucking help you. But I thought it was awfully. It was a good feeling, Here I am walking the ground that part of World War II was fought. Went to the Cowboy Grill. Everybody knows the Cowboy Grill. You've been here. That place used to be a movie theater. You could tell by the shape. Got a balcony and all of that. That was my first experience going to the CR and not knowing that this is supposedly an upper crust facility. When I go to wash my hands, these fuckers rubbing my shoulders. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? They try to do like the rich guys, and they dry your hands for you and give you a little massage. I go, what the fuck? It took me back a little bit. So they were laughing. I was laughing. I heard a man put his hands on my shoulder after I got out of the urinal. So that was a cool place for music, though. Oh my God. What instrument couldn't they sing or play, and what song couldn't they sing? This is just phenomenal, man. It was my first experience at you always hear so and so people can sing this and that. Majority of people can here. But when you have karaoke, the thing is here in karaoke, people don't, well, at least here, people don't, wherever I've been, they don't say, ah, you fucking suck. They just, everybody's enjoying themselves. Correct. Yeah. That's it. These sayings, man, you always, there's tons of them, dude, but until you get to that one, it made me feel like the entire last 20 years of my it just took so long, so freaking long. I finally got it, and once I got it, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But I've been retired. I retired when I was 59, so I'm going on 4 years or 5. That's 4 or 5. Equal. You're a mathematician here. Yeah, 4.
Well, 59, you're going to be 63. That's 4. It's the old man.
Yeah. And those went by awfully quick, like I was talking about. When I went through my 20s were slow, but once I hit 30, man, 33, boom, boom, boom.
I can't believe that. It's been 2.5 years for me.
We had a guy at work that had a heart attack, and all these people were going, well, why do you work so hard? Because the working a lot of hours killed him. Well, for one, he was a one income source family, and for another, he probably ate like shit. But he did what he was doing for his family. So whether he worked 50 hours or 65, he was doing it for a cause, namely his family. That was the dude that the day after Christmas, I'm working, I got afternoon call duty and go out when servants come in. His car, he got released an hour early. I'll go home, okay. And this one particular road that we turned left or right on, when you turned left, for whatever odd reason, it was very hard to judge, how fast the car was coming. So he had his front nose out into the road. And then he saw there was a guy, a people who were in his car doing 80 miles an hour when they hit him. They hit the front of his car and it spun it around. And he was off of work for a year, waiting for his skull to mend, all these other issues. So he came back to work. I thought to myself, I've been fucking dumb. But he came back. He reminded me of Rosie Greer. He used to like doing that knitting. Had a hip replacement that it affected his knees because of the way he walked. A good person, period. Volunteer or whatever, raise money, all that good stuff. And all these people could think of us. Well, it's true you can't take it with you. He wasn't taking it with him. He was working for a lot of reasons: his family, his retirement, and his Social Security. So there's a reason for all of this shit. How you take care of your health is up to you. You know, it's up to you. And he was a good guy, man. And you can't say nothing negative about him. You know, he was a good Joe, man. You know, never a bad word to say about him. As far as I know, man, he's like salt of the earth, man. He's the kind of guy. He's the kind of person that we'd all like to know a lot more of. You know? So maybe I thought maybe RC would go up there and visit.
The guys up in Angeles.
Well, at least them. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's nice all the time there in the area.
I wouldn't take it out of my day to waste it on the other guys. Though.
No, when you
Yeah,
got a
very
woman,
few. It's just
I said no. When you got a woman there,
I've never done everything like textbook like you're supposed to. It always ended up coming out pretty good, you know. I was one of those guys where I had to know the wrong ways, so I knew how good the right way would be, how it's supposed to be. So I'd fuck up to the extreme.
yeah, I didn't really have time to feel sorry for myself. I was busy raising 7 kids. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, man, when you're young, you got children. It's like, what the fuck? My oldest daughter was the people we our base was right off of Lake Michigan too in Illinois. It's Fort Sheridan, you know, Lake Forest, Highland Park. And I had to watch my daughter one night. She was about a year old. So after I brought her down to the beach because everybody was, you know, drinking, passing around. So all the ladies that were there, soldiers, they all held her, you know, and played around with her a little bit. But then she came back to me. It was time to leave. Go change your fucking diaper, number one. But I knew where I should be and when I should be, you know, there. I never neglected my parental responsibilities for none of that. And it was time to go, man. You know, much as I'd like to have done it, I knew what I should do. So, did I need that to experience that? I just knew it was time to do what was to be done. I wasn't going to sit there and get totally wasted when I got a 1-year-old. All you got to do is say go, right? And they flip a lever. If you took that much time to make a comment like that, you could have took that much time to come on. That's what Kiko said. Oh. RC was there about a month, huh? I get married next month, huh? It's a cool trip, boy. I love coming back. If my son weren't getting married, I wouldn't be entertaining that thought. But I gotta say, man, after I notified the government that I'm living here, it's an accepted country, you know. It's only Cuba and North Korea are the only limited. Man, it was, it's a long ride for me with my back, man. I'm gonna have a mother effort of a time. Ooh. Oh my God. I've never been that close to not being able to handle how I felt. I mean, you're 35,000 feet in the air. 35,000 feet up. I should have probably went with guitar on the way back. I think what messed me up on the first two trips I came here was I was smoking, you know, so I had the nicotine shit. Couldn't get my days and nights. Tomorrow, racing from South. So do you have to go with the truck? Does every member have to go with the truck that releases the pigeons? So you got to travel to that spot where they let them go? And do they supposed to come back to your house? How do you monitor that? Yeah, yeah, okay. So you had some of your older pigeons and offspring. Had to drain the monster here so you take care. You watch it. Answer the questions.
Okay, Tony, I'm gonna have to go. All right, I'm gonna go visit my mom for lunch today. All right.
Now you gotta wait. No more jumping ship. No more jumping ship.
I'll see you, everybody. Simon, Craig,
I need
Adrian,
a partner. I'll be lonely.
Christian, James, whoever else is out there. Talk to you next week.
Same time, same bat channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, you made it 2.5 hours almost. So.
Well, I first tapped into my. Did I say that I got some bottles this time?
No.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Look like
Some special for next week too.
look
All right.
like American. No, yeah, yeah. Look like
All right.
look at that.
Take it easy.
Adios. Kiko's mom, I think I told him. Well, I just suggested. I said she's going to be 100 in about I don't know, 6 months or less. That'd be pretty cool if she did. Pretty alive. I've never witnessed a 100th birthday. Male birds racing back. Oh, that's to get some boom, man. Huh? I think that they should put some high regard there. Well, my engineer took the night off. What have we got? Oh shit, man! We're over 2 hours. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I will cut loose. If somebody comes up here in another 10 minutes. Gee. Good thing I ended the last two early, because this is 2.5 almost. But I'm at more comfort here than the other place I was at, because back in America, I think it's 40-some degrees today. Fahrenheit here, it's 75, 80. You gotta get going, huh? Couple cups of coffee and then you're off. Do you have a long ride to where you release them? All right. Have a good week. Good night, everyone. Okie dokie. Thank you all for coming. And see you next time.